Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fans in Motion podcast. As I like to say, the only podcast you didn't know you needed. I'm looking at two people here, Josh and a surprise guest. And I say to both of them, in a hot city on a cool summer night, four little words make it all right. A Colorado schoolboy put it all on the line under the street lights, having a good time. Say hello, Josh.
What are the four little words?
Well, depends on who you're with.
Mm.
Depends on
All
who you're
right.
with.
All right. So if you notice, we've replaced one ugly mug with another. So we have three ugly mugs. We like to stay consistent. We have the man, the myth, the legend, the one of the early members of the Fans in Motion page, Mr.
Yes.
Duane Vickers, affectionately known as Night Dauneger. Um,
That's why I chose the lyric I chose. We had Night Dauneger joining us as Brent Corson team.
Night
There's actually
Dauneger.
some lyrics to that out there with Lance Rushing. He actually think had enough time on his hands to write a song.
I love it. That's one of the best parts of this page is just the lunacy that goes on around in this little universe of ours.
Fucking lunacy's right. So we got Night Dauneger on because there's certain people on the page that have, like their interest in something or their collection is really solid in certain areas. And I've always been jealous of Night Dauneger's poster collection.
Yeah.
So I was sitting around the other day having a brewski and, enjoying the beautiful weather and listening to Midnight Madness for the 3,487th time. And God, it was still good. And I thought, you know what? We should have the poster king, Night Dauneger, on the podcast. So look, here he is. And we are going to talk. We're going to go through the whole history of Night Ranger posters because guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to redo your fucking living rooms, man. Get that shit, get the home interiors off the wall.
Get it up.
All right.
Yeah.
And you're going to put Night Ranger posters up. So Duane, welcome to the podcast. And
Thanks.
thank you for letting us have a little bit of your poster.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys having me on.
So
I've got some bare space back here, Duane. If you want to send me a couple, you don't need like the one behind you.
I actually need that one. I mean, the ones that I've got in storage. I mean, I bought some of these here lately, and it was for more hoarding purposes than anything because we moved into this house back in June of last year, and I found out I don't have near the space I had that I had in my last house, and so some of this stuff is going to have to wait till the next house, or I expand, or what. But I did the best I could.
Yeah.
Or the divorce.
Yeah,
that would
more
be
is better.
Huh?
Having more is better.
So I was never a big poster collector just for the fact they take up a lot of room. Where I've always liked rock bands and stuff. And when I was younger, of course, my apartments had Motley Crue, Kiss posters framed and nice, hanging up. But since then I've never put stuff up like that or had a room dedicated to that. So I've kind of, I've always shied away from getting the Night Ranger posters. I would buy them if I could get them for a good price, which meant probably dirt cheap. But since the podcast started, I've kind of paid a little bit more for some. And I have, with the podcast and having the wall behind me, I've started to collect them just a little bit more. So I got a few here. Hopefully, we'll show them off. It's going to be kind of a hard episode to listen to because we're going to hold up. I'll have photos on my phone. I'm going to, edit and put in the pictures of the posters while we talk about it and all that good stuff. So, I guess what we're going to do, we'll start at the very beginning. I think it's important to differentiate if these posters are promo posters, if they are
Yep.
thing, and you would see, oh, I want that poster, fucking Freddy Krueger E87, and you go find E87, and you would have something like this.
Yep.
And pull it out, and I bought this. This is the Midnight Madness poster. I bought this poster because it wasn't that expensive, and the damn thing, they had it folded out. They put it back in this, so I got the actual original packaging, so you can see $3.50 CR Rock California posters. So anyways, those are the retail posters. So Duane, what's the first poster we're going to talk about?
Probably the one that everybody recognizes. I mean, it's the one that's behind me. If you can see it, it's the Midnight Madness era poster. That
Now,
where they're all standing there.
Yeah.
Brad, they're kneeling. Is it Brad?
Brad's kneeling.
Brad's kneeling down. I had to turn around and look at it.
That one right there.
Yeah, I mean that's the first.
And I think that's what this one is. Yeah, so that's what this one is. So this would probably, at least in my opinion, probably be their first retail poster.
Yeah, that was through the flippy things at Walmart is where that was purchased.
Now, and if you got these, leave comments, let us know, because I want to see how available they were or are. That one seems to be pretty common. Now, do you have the Dawn Patrol promo poster?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I've
got the Japan promo
for Dawn Patrol.
Poster. Yeah.
All right.
And it's the Dawn Patrol era where they're all standing with Japan writing on it. I think I might have sent you that picture.
Let me look here. It's not this one, right?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Is that Dawn Patrol?
That's the only real Dawn Patrol. Well, I've got another Dawn Patrol era poster that was a store purchase. Now that it actually came from Japan, but it looks just like the retail posters.
All right, so let's talk about this one. See, I would have thought this was Midnight Madness, but so is this a concert poster, or is this a I guess we could have the Japanese fans. Anybody?
Yeah, somebody could probably translate that. I know that when I got it, it said Dawn Patrol.
Okay.
But some of those things on those online auctions, they're not always the most accurate. But I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them in some of that wardrobe that they had in Midnight Madness. Some of it's kind of probably kind of gone over from Dawn Patrol to Midnight Madness era. But
so what is this one here?
Now that's a Dawn Patrol era poster.
Okay, so is that
that was a retail poster?
Okay, so maybe that's their first one, and it does have the original Ranger logo, Night Ranger logo.
Yeah,
yeah. So, all right, so now, all right, so fuck, I'm already learning all kinds of shit.
I've got that one still rolled up in the little packaging.
Let me ask a question real quick while Josh is scoping. Duane, did you start out like? Was it posters something you always were gonna collect? Like people collect different things, or did it just by default you started becoming a poster guy?
Well, I didn't really, like everybody back in the day, we all had posters splattered all over our walls,
Yeah. Mine was I took magazines and tore them apart. So like
Yeah,
I
they
had a
did
Night
that.
Ranger section in my room that was just 16 magazine and Hit Parader, and
Yeah.
I never much got into the posters, so
When
I'd regret that, but I didn't.
probably, I mean, when I decided that I was gonna have a Night Ranger room, or a museum or whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it, the posters just became part of it because they fill so much wall space.
well, and they
And
look great, man. They do.
yeah, and they're nostalgic, and it's some things that I'm always into stuff that nobody else has. That's
Yeah,
what. So
sure,
I like, I don't like to have stuff that, like, 10 other people you see them have. So I try to have, put up all my rare stuff, and you know that
absolutely.
the big thing with me was getting everything signed, and you can't really get the poster signed
It's tough.
because when I started hanging everything, it was and framing it, it was autographs,
Yeah,
and and I'm like, I'm not going to put it on my wall unless it's signed, 100%. So and then you have room, so the posters just kind of came into play. So um, but yeah, I mean, and then the more you want to collect, you know,
Where
you got to have it all. So
where did you
absolutely.
buy this poster at? So
that came,
I'm showing the retail Dawn Patrol poster, just a group shot.
yeah.
Um, you remember where you bought that at?
Oh yeah, that came from Japan.
All right.
That
Um,
was an online Japan auction.
because I I mean, I can't say in the last 30 years or however long eBay's been around, or shows and stuff, that I guess I wasn't always paying attention to posters,
Yeah,
but I don't ever, that's definitely one you don't see. That's probably one of the rarest,
yeah.
posters right there.
I don't
Uh,
remember that back in the day being for sale anywhere.
okay. So do you have this Dawn Patrol poster? Let me, and I just had it, and I guess I don't. Um, right here.
That
Look
one,
right with that Explorer guitar.
So this is a
I,
Dawn Patrol promo poster for the record.
I don't have that.
Oh, I got something he doesn't. I don't think I brought it over, but
You didn't let
so
him finish. He said, "I don't have it yet."
yes, well, that's every true collector say. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this was a promo poster. Uh and I would think it's the first one, at least in the States. I don't know about those other, that one that
I do remember that one.
because I would, it's the record. It shows the record. It shows the group. So I'm pretty sure that one is a promo poster. So what do we got? We got that promo poster I just showed, which is the um basically the album cover
Mhm.
and a group shot of them. We have the
Hold that up again. Now my buddy has a poster of just that bottom section,
Just the band.
just the band, and it's all autographed.
Oh man,
I've never seen the poster. That picture
The big one.
is on like a Japanese 45 or something
Yeah.
like that. It's included on some uh single. Now poster wise, I've never um seen that. But like I said, I do have that poster. Uh so we got that Dawn Patrol promo poster. We got this one here, which I want. Leave that to me in your will. And we have what was the other one
Should
here?
be another Midnight Madness group
Or
shot.
well, I'm trying to stick with Dawn Patrol.
I think that might have been the only Dawn Patrols I
Okay.
had.
So then to Midnight Madness, we had this one we originally talked about here.
Yeah.
Um and now this now, oh, Lord.
I've seen that, that pose and that same picture in a lot of magazines.
Mhm.
And I've got a lot of magazines from Japan that have that over there. So I don't know that I was taken somewhere in Japan.
Then we got this one here.
Got that one. That came from Walmart too back in the day.
All right. You know what's crazy is, remember back in the day, like Fitz was the least looking rock star, but argument can be made Fitz is the coolest looking one now.
Yeah.
Um,
I got that one right there. You can't see it, but it's
so this one here is like I said, just a group photo. And is this kind of the one that they used in the Midnight Madness tour book that
yeah.
that folds out, and they made it like an airbrush drawing.
Yeah.
I'll throw a photo up of it, but so that one I don't think I got, but
I've got the 8x10 that's signed with that same pose, same picture. That's black and white.
and it's amazing that, if it being a Walmart poster, that there's not more of that around. And that's another poster I don't see see much of. Now, my Dawn Patrol contribution, or not Dawn Patrol, but Midnight Madness, would be a promo poster of the record.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So it's so what it is, it's a just basically the album cover enlarged. There's Buzzy the Bee. A lot of people don't know that it's right above his shoulder, but so that's probably like my Midnight Madness contribution. Was now, so this one here that you have, which is behind you, that would be Seven Wishes, correct?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Early Seven Wishes, I think, judging by maybe Brad and Jack's outfit.
Yeah, it came out just right after the album came out.
So was this a commercial poster? Is that?
Oh yeah, it was a Walmart special too.
All right. Again, a poster that I do not see for sale. Like
Almost lost forever. I think I told you that story.
Do what?
I said I think I told you that story. It was almost lost. That one was almost lost forever. It was when I went in the Air Force and my mom and dad moved. They had packed all that stuff up and moved, and that poster was up in the attic, and it fell when they were moving stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually, was like looking through all my stuff, and I'm like, Mom, where's the poster? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, maybe it's, it was in the attic, and maybe it's still up there. And I called the guy that bought the house, and they actually, guy actually went up there and found it and mailed it to me, because I was going to drive they were living in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I was actually going to drive to Mississippi.
Oh my gosh.
I would have.
Yeah. So what year would that have been?
That it was lost?
Yeah, when you were going to drive.
Oh, what, 91 maybe?
Yeah. So this is like before eBay and the internet, where
Oh yeah,
if this thing is gone, it's pretty, you're pretty much at that time, you're never going to get it back.
Yeah.
But God, I wonder, someone needs to get a hold of Jeff and ask him where that outfit is. At the time, I thought,
to get that vest, how cool would that be?
And the little straps on the side. I mean,
isn't that outfit on a video? Isn't that in the Sentimental Street video?
It's in a video. I can't tell you which one. But
I know
you might be right.
It's predominant in the Seven Wishes tour program.
Yeah.
Because
it's like a marching band.
I just remember being a kid thinking that was the coolest shit. And again, it's like, maybe Fitz had the right idea, because
he's timeless.
Like he's almost like Run DMC with, before Run DMC, he's just got like the red pants, the red jacket, the little hat.
Keep it simple.
Yep, and the shades, and but yeah, that's a poster too that you do not see a lot of. The Seven Wishes. I got a couple Seven Wishes posters. Again, a promo poster. This thing is a pretty damn good size.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I remember that in the record store.
Yep.
So again, it's just the album cover. But
Brent could chime in on that. He worked in those record stores back in the day.
I lived in those places.
Yeah, he
Well,
was there working, and he would take all that promo stuff that they were throwing it out.
it's probably why. That's probably the only reason. Just like him working at Spencer's.
Yeah, it is. He
They-
took the job at Spencer so he could get the discount.
This outfit.
I just sent you another one that I don't think I've sent you earlier.
Oh well, we don't. I see what you just sent, and look the power of technology. He sends me the picture, and I grab the picture, and I make it reality.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that.
There you go.
This is a really nice poster. Like it's a little bit thicker than regular
Yeah.
posters, and it's not slick. Most posters have that kind of gloss feel.
Yeah.
This has got like a nice, like how you would if you printed a resume on nice, paper and
Yeah.
not your regular printer paper. That's what it feels like.
A heavier stock.
So there you go. Seven Wishes. I would assume this again is a promo poster.
Yeah, that looks like
featuring-
something you'd saw at
Songs
record
on the
store.
bottom of it.
Yep, Sentimental Street, 4 a.m. I Need a Woman, and Faces.
Josh, do you know, slightly off the poster topic, but the whole theme of the Seven Wishes with the bomber jets, is that a kind of lend to Jack's love of history? Do you know?
I
You can save it for another podcast. I was just curious.
I honestly, I don't know for sure. I know it was, I know they had that theme in mind, obviously, and they did that, and I think Brent even has mentioned that, and I know there's a couple interviews from that time where they were wanting to make 7 videos, from that record, and tie everything in. I think,
sure.
I think when they got to Goodbye, they realized
It's not going to happen.
they're not going to get 7 videos, or I'm pretty sure that's what it was. They were wanting to do 7 videos and do that whole thing. And, yeah, that's something. And here, and the thing is, you would ask them and they probably don't remember.
Yeah. I mean,
you're thinking you're going to get some big answer, and it's like, it was either that or we were aliens.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's Bruce.
Seemed like a good idea.
Yeah, This Boy Needs to Rock would have been a good video.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought Faces, I mean, especially from that time period, I mean, if you go back to 1985, 86, early 86, I mean, not the Faces isn't a bad song now. I thought Faces was a really commercial song for that time period. I mean, This Boy Needs to Rock would have been kind of like, You Can Still Rock in America, which wasn't a hit.
Yeah.
But it got some airplay on rock radio, which Night Ranger could have used at the time as well. Yeah, I think Faces would have been a good one. I think you could have threw to rock radio I Need a Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great solo.
Yeah. I mean, the weirdest song on that record to me, it's a good song. It's such a weird Night Ranger song as I Will Follow You. There's really just, to me, there's not another Night Ranger song that really sounds like it.
Yeah.
But I love the bass opening.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. So anyways,
We're going chronologically in albums.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Album order.
have we hit on all the 7 wishes?
I have to look around, man. Sometimes I don't. Yeah, I mean, I've got, other than just displays that I've put together. Yeah, I mean, that's what we've got. That's all all of the posters that I have.
So was this 7 Wishes here?
I forgot about that one because it's in storage. Yeah, that was the 7 Wishes. That's weird because I do remember seeing that in stores, and for some reason I didn't buy it back then. Maybe they were out of it. Probably the reason. But I got that off of auction, Japan auction.
Okay. It is, it does say Night Ranger 7 Wishes across the top. And it's, 7 Wishes actually spelled out 7. It almost looks like the Night Ranger logo there at the top that they used for the Japanese box set cover. And it's got to be sound check for Fitz because I don't ever remember Fitz being on stage looking like that.
Like a polo. Looks like something out of a tour book.
I mean, yeah, because sometimes tour books will have those behind the scenes stuff, but everything else is what's weird is so Kelly Kagey's got the 7 Wishes outfit on, but Jack's kind of got the Midnight Madness vest and
mixture.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting, but so you saw this one at the store.
Yeah.
All right.
And there's another one, and I was asking somebody about it. I don't know if you guys remember or not. There was the Van Halen live poster with Dave, and he's out in the front. He's from pre 1984. That's the classic Van. There was a Night Ranger poster that looked like it was like a live shot, like 7 Wishes there. It was a live shot that I saw up in a music store one time, and I don't know if they sent them, for promos or and I've never seen that shot anywhere online anywhere. I've like scoured the universe trying to find that poster.
There's some posters, I mean, that people see out there that are concert posters. I mean, some of them are done really nice. There's a 7 Wishes one. I think I may have posted it to the page. It's out there on some auction or something. And it was expensive, but it's kind of like that 7 Wishes poster with the planes, but it's for an actual show and I don't know, fucking Kalamazoo or some shit, right? But it's a regular poster.
Yeah.
And it's all Night Ranger, but it's for a specific show. So those are out there. So I don't, I wonder if it was something like that. I don't, I wouldn't know. But what about the big life, as the vinyl would say?
The big life.
I know you got this one here that you sent.
Got that one. Yeah, and that's actually that's fairly common. You can find that one.
That's a Japanese big life one. I'll just show you what I got. There is this one.
Yeah.
So
God, I don't remember any of these.
The secret of my success: color your smile, hearts away, and rain comes crashing down. So I'm pretty sure this one was a promo poster, and I do have a promo poster, kind of like the Midnight Madness and 7 Wishes one, cover, where it's just the album cover.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And then speaking of the one that we just showed the picture of.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's like brand new to me. I don't recall ever seeing this.
Fitz
I have a horrible memory.
Fitz there getting a little GQ-ish. But it's got these smaller photos there on the bottom of each.
And I don't know where that poster originates from. Because you see it whenever I see it to purchase, it's always coming from the UK or Japan or somewhere.
This, I think it's Japan. This says not for sale. Photo William Hames, Warner Pioneer Corporation, MCA Records Camel Management. So I always thought it was a Japanese promo poster. So
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but most of the time when I see it on sale, it's always originating from Japan.
And it's a little off-sized for
Is it?
framing. Yeah.
It's a weird poster because, one, you don't really ever see that photo shoot in anywhere else. Fitz has got the weird little hat, and then it's got these weird little photos across the bottom. It's just definitely different.
The only time I ever saw that photo was when I saw that tour, and it was in Alexandria, Louisiana, and they were giving out those pictures when they met some of the fans, and they were having some of the Air Force guys. I probably told you this deal. They were having some of the Air Force guys over, and they were in a tent, and they were signing those pictures. I had just cut my mullet off. And I just kind of blended in with the guys, and my buddy was all pissed off because he's standing over there. And I kind of walked in and just walked through the line. They were sitting at a table and they just signed it all and just kind of, you walk through and still got that one back there. And that's the same picture. So
that's
really
cool.
So let's go to
war stories.
Let's go to now. Another thing before I forget, you do have flats that were promotional. I don't know if poster is the right word, but it's basically just like it looks like same size of an album cover, except it's just a piece of cardboard, front and back design. There was a Midnight Madness one. I should have got them out. And I think Midnight Madness just has the logo. 7 Wishes. Fuck, I can't remember what the fuck 7 Wishes is. Big Life. I know Big Life has a cool Night Ranger logo on the back, and then maybe the album cover on the side, and then Man in Motion, the album cover, and I think just the elongated logo. Yeah, so we're bringing them up to tell you we don't fucking remember.
Again, this is where Brent would help us out if he could be here tonight, but he's not. But he has that record store knowledge because he was there.
So Man in Motion, you can see the one that I got, which is the promo poster. So
that the guitars are back?
No, the guitars are back was, I think, like a magazine advertisement. Looks almost the same, but I think it's just for magazine. So this is, shows the band and Man in Motion featuring I Did It for Love, Reason to Be, Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight. So that's the Man in Motion US promo poster. And I know you have this one because when you posted your photos, I was like, I like that poster. And then I just happened to see it online. So I purchased it. The Japanese.
Yes. A lot of people don't like that wardrobe. I thought that was actually pretty cool.
Well,
yeah, it's not bad.
I mean, I don't mind it.
It's of the time for sure.
It's the same guy that did the Japanese Big Life, William Haynes. Not for sale on there. The thing that I guess I'm okay with is they look like rock stars. The Big Life album cover, they looked, like it was like a UN meeting, or they're getting off of a train, or it's like one, Jeff's the rocker, and one's got a blazer on, and one's got parachute pants or some shit. I mean, like it, there it's like, all right, they're, they look like, and it's very contemporary. I mean, it may not have aged as well, but is anything from the 80s aged? I mean, look at Kiss or any rock band, and
shit, look at us.
I mean, yeah, but but what I'm saying is, like, if you go grab, like, there's very few bands I could say, in this genre, maybe Tesla, right? Like, 1986, Great White, Great White, except for Michael Lardy, but like Great White, their videos from 87, 88, they weren't '86. They weren't all teased up except for Michael Hardy. But if you go look at any group from that time period, they look like they're from that time period. So I never minded that Man in Motion, look. At least they were all on the same page.
Yeah.
That's what I like. So we got the 2 Man in Motion posters. You got the promo for the US, you got the promo for Japan. Is that all that there is out there? I mean, I would doubt there's a commercial poster. I mean, I think we would
I've seen some stuff, but it's not, not like very big. So, you're talking like little 11 by 17 kind of things.
There is stuff out there that was in like Billboard and stuff. There's a rare one for when they released, I think, Reason to Be a single.
Yeah.
I think there's one for Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight. And they're from from like Billboard magazine, so it's a little bit bigger than your typical like People magazine size.
Yeah.
I have one that I showed in one episode. It was Damn Yankees Come Again, and it was like a diner and like set up as like a menu. Fucking weird, but yes, they're they might be on eBay.
I think I've seen the Reason to Be out there. I know which one you're talking about. But yeah, and then don't have any mojo.
Yeah, I mean, did they do anything?
I've seen some posters, and I don't know if they were promo posters but they're not group shots. They're just like bigger, like posters of the album cover.
Yeah.
So here is Reason to Be, original radio promo poster ad. Now, you look at it, you may think this is a poster, but it's not. Again, it's like, let me see if they actually 14 by 18. Okay. But this is probably one of the last things they ever did. And I'm not sure if I ever seen anything else from this photo shoot, but Reason to Be.
That'd be a good looking poster.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly where that's from, but like I've never really seen those photos, but this would have been like Billboard magazine or something there. And there's a lot of those. I mean, if you look, here is One for Goodbye. So these would be just out of a magazine, the third track from the Platinum Plus album, 7 Wishes. So there's tons of them there. This guy probably makes a decent killing because he frames them and sells them for like 50, 60 bucks. I don't know how much they actually.
I've spent some money on framing. I can tell you it's expensive.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people look at these and they think that they are posters when they're not. They're pages out of a magazine. So nothing really. I don't think there's anything promo wise, greatest hits or live in Japan. Now, I do have this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Dwayne was saying.
Yeah.
Which would have been more of a promo, Night Ranger in concert. And this would have been where you would write in, hey, they're playing Molly McGee's Saturday night. So there is that. But actually for a commercial Mojo poster, I would doubt that. Then really after that, I mean, I don't think there's really commercial posters. I mean, you get there is a 7 Wishes, not 7 Wishes, a 7 promo poster that's out there. I don't have it. It may be online there, but there is one for the record 7, which right there it is. So Dwayne, you might want to get on there and buy it. So there is 7. New album. I don't know what the size is if it tells you. 11 by 17. So see, it's not even a poster again. It's a page out of a magazine somewhere.
Yeah.
So
And we've got the Japan promos for Neverland, and I think it was kind of a. Did I send you those?
I don't know. Let me look. Let's see what we got here. Yes, I know you sent me. So, all right. So I see Rock in Japan. All right. So here is Neverland, New York Time, and the live record. And I think this is so this would be 1 for 7.
Yeah. Those are actually pretty big size posters too. They're like 22 by 30 maybe.
Cool poster. Again, something I have not seen readily available. Then you have this one here, which is the maybe the back album cover of Rock in Japan 97.
Yeah, the live. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same size.
There's
Something like about a 22 by 30, 32. Just big enough that Hobby Lobby's not going to have the frame size, so you're going to have to custom.
That's a custom frame.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The only thing I got from that time period, I don't know what. I think it's like a concert poster, but you got Night Ranger there, 7. And then you got some dates there.
I'd love to know what it says there in the middle.
What?
The middle of the logo.
It says Ranger of the Night.
Konnichiwa.
Ranger of the Night.
It has their names there, telephone number if you want to call. I see Tokyo, Mushi Mushi. So you got this one, Night Dauneger?
I do not.
Well, give me your address because you do now. This is your
there you go.
This is your reward for coming on the podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't pay you. I mean,
plus I got 2 of them. I need to get rid of shit. And then the other one. Now we talked about the Midnight Madness tour book that unfolds into a poster.
And that I actually have.
Yeah, I've still got mine.
Not available to show you, but I have
available.
But there is the Hole in the Sun Japanese tour program that if you get it and unfold it, it is a poster.
Oh, nice.
So Reb Beach, Michael Lardy.
Yeah, it's like that looks like Reb.
Cool.
Now here's like the unpostered side, so you can see where you would have the front and the back, and the 3 principal members. So, but yeah, like I said, if you unfold it, you get the the poster, and you like I said, it's unique because it's got Michael Lardy and Reb Beach on it. I don't think there's anything else unique about it except for that.
During that time frame when I saw him in Vegas, it's when Reb had just done some shows with him, and Lardy wasn't with him, so it was Christian Cullen. But they're still selling the 8x10s that had Jeff Watson and Michael Lardy, and they were all signed. So I got one. They're pretty rare because you don't see a lot of those.
Yeah. Is it so? It's an 8x10,
mm-hmm.
and it's Jeff Watson in the photo.
Yep.
And Michael.
I'll take you on a trip here.
Take us on a trip.
Let's see here. You can look up and see.
Yeah, I see it right there. Yeah.
See that?
All right. There's There's Joel and Christian.
And there's that
that big life. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the Bradster.
Look at all that.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, you definitely listen. You're hopefully, you piss off the wife and she says it's either me or your Night Ranger shit, and you follow your heart. Night Ranger plug for somewhere in California.
I'm very lucky in that respect.
Well, she just likes you being in your Night Ranger room, leaving her alone, probably. But
staying there.
But yeah, and just sell that shit pennies on the dollar to me, and all will be.
It's gonna have to go somewhere, some eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little sad today because Brent's not with us because he had minor surgery, and I had my fingers crossed that it would go sideways and I would be getting a Kiss pinball machine.
Benefactor.
But unfortunately, he came through with flying colors, and so screwed again.
Those things are worth a fortune.
We
know.
when Brent first told us about this surgery, I was like, it's like, well, what's good is if you do pass away, we have a topic. We can do not only Night Ranger news, but a small in memoriam. And because that's the hardest thing is finding topics to talk about.
Yeah.
But again, he's failed us. So Brent
is alive and well.
Yeah. But so is there any posters where I know there's concert posters, kind of like
there's concert posters. I mean, I've got these.
What's
over
the big
here.
one behind you there? Is that
big,
that's current. Okay.
Yeah, that's the couple of Vegas. That was their Vegas residency at the Orleans two-nighter.
Yeah.
And then the other one over there is the one from Boulder Station.
Yeah.
So those are really the only two bigger posters I've got in here.
What's your rarest piece of memorabilia you have?
Rarest piece?
Off the top of your head. I know you have to probably catalog everything, but
hey,
I see behind you over your shoulder. Is that a set list up above the door?
Yeah, it is. That's
I'm pointing from my end like you can see.
That's a set list from Lake Charles, Louisiana, my hometown. And that's I framed it with a picture of my sister because we did a meet and greet.
Oh, very nice.
She had never been to see them. So
hey Ranger, come get that damn poster from me. That one I just showed. It's fucking huge.
Which one?
Show it again. We weren't listening. We were talking.
It's huge.
The that one. And I'd messaged Brad. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's something Josh never hears. That's a big one.
Wow.
Hey, man.
And I'd messaged Brad before that show, told him I wanted him to play Passion Play because I think that was my 50th show.
Yeah.
And when we showed up to the meet and greet, Todd, Compasori, that was the manager that passed, he handed me the set list. He's like, look what's on it. And Passion Play is on it. And then Jack said, will you fucking quit asking us to play it now? And so it was really cool, man.
But it's such a great song.
Yeah, and I had to frame that, of course.
That's awesome, man. That's great. It's a great story.
They hooked me up that night.
You need to drive to the Cleveland show, number one, to see the Night Ranger Contemporary Youth Orchestra, but also to get that big ass poster out of my house.
Man,
I don't think I can.
I would get on a plane before I would make that drive.
That's a drive, man.
Well, I'm just getting that to you. So yeah, just drive and pick it up. Turn and burn, man.
I'll just run a U-Haul. I'll just take half your shit.
I'd probably give it to you at this point. You got to take some of the other shit you don't want
for more hoarding purposes.
And I think that's half the reason why, like I said, never collect posters. It's just I had some framed. Well, I had the ones on my wall when I was younger. Well, they're not on my wall anymore, so I just got them up against a wall where you can flip through them. And
yeah,
like, what the fuck am I doing with these? But that's
My whole
happened.
framing thing really started out as like a contest. Went over to a buddy of mine's house, and he had like his garage. He was a big Triumph fan, so he had all his Triumph albums all signed and everything. And I started thinking, I'm like, man, I got all that Night Ranger shit just laying in my closet. I could really put some stuff together. And then the next time he came over, he was like, "Whoa, wow!" I was like, "Oh yeah, look at this, man! Look,
Yeah. Now it's on.
yeah, it was on for a while, and I won early on, and he gave up, and he let me spend all the money.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of how I was, when we started the podcast. I was in another room and had, CDs or whatever behind me. And I was like, man, I got this shit. I need, just sitting around. I need to actually put it up so you can
Yeah,
see. And I got some other stuff here. Oh, shit.
You can see I go to no expense on my end.
Well, this
oh
ain't
yeah,
really a
you're
poster.
I have
but
soundproofing and my drum set.
saving
this,
yourself a lot of trouble.
so this is kind of, what we were talking about, like
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah,
regular concert posters that you'll see. It's a little bit weird shape, but this is a 1993 Night Ranger at Shark Club Eddie's or something. I don't know what the fuck it is, but anyways, there's that. Anyways, right here I got a couple of Damn Yankees posters framed. There you go. Look at this. This is back when they were a trio from Kentucky.
the Rangers.
So,
And you get that signed.
well, I can get two of them.
Yeah, Josh, drop it off to me. I'll get that signed by.
You guys go get barbecue all the time.
We're close. We're in close proximity to each other.
I think I had this hanging up when we originally started the podcast, and I replaced it with something else. But this is a fan design. It's really well done. But this is from like, how you got like Redbubble and all that shit where you get t-shirts. I ordered that poster. I don't know how much it was, $15-20, but it was actually really, well done. So that's where that's from. That's not original from the mid 90s. So yeah, man. Just more shit for you to know about and spend your money on.
Yeah, I mean, you can fill your wall with posters or all kind of little frame stuff like I've got here, and I'm trying to have every album represented.
Yeah.
There's a bunch that's still in storage that fit in my other place that doesn't fit in here, so I just had to kind of pick and choose and get all the representation, and then ATBPO,
It
and the
takes
band played Ohio.
Yeah.
They I mean, fuck, come on, play somewhere else. But that was
like we have some pull in the touring.
That was the last spot that I could have put anything. So like, I've got to either buy a new house or they got to quit making albums because I'll have to have something, from the new album.
Yeah.
Well, what you do is that room you're in now becomes the living room, and your living room becomes the Night Ranger poster room.
What I think I should do is just knock out this wall right here.
Yeah.
Because there's another bedroom right there.
Do it.
Well, do it. Don't ask your wife. Just do it, and then just eat the repercussions.
Easier to ask for forgiveness than to try to get
permission. Yep.
Well, you say you did it for her, and she's like, "Well, I don't want this." She's like, "Well, then I'll just take over. My bad."
Yeah.
And then Night Dauneger holds a little lore in the Fans in Motion history because was one of the first shows back. I know they did October of 20 in Shipshewana, but one of the first shows they did, coming back from COVID and everything was in somewhere in early May of 2021. They were playing Houston, and I think I had just started helping Kelly Key. I wasn't really doing anything with Night Ranger, and so it's my first Night Ranger concert being kind of in, the circle or whatever you want to call it. And it was the first Night Ranger concert I'd know since we started Fans in Motion. And so I'm down there in Houston, and I'm in there for sound check or whatever the hell is going on. And the hotel was, I don't know, 2 blocks away. So after sound check and everything, I was, the weather's nice. I'm going to walk over to the hotel, and I walk out, and I thought it was you, but maybe it was Lance, but it was either you or Lance. I hear my name and they recognize
I think that was Lance, because
okay.
he did he take you down to the bar where we were at?
Yeah, so it was you, Lance's wife.
Yeah.
And was it Kathy?
Barb.
Barb Harrington?
Yeah.
All right.
And her husband.
Yep. And so those were the first like Fans in Motion like get together or whatever you want to call it. And like I always say, now with this Fans in Motion thing, you go to a concert, you go by yourself, but when you get there, you're not. There's going to be someone from the Fans in Motion page there, and that was really the first experience, walking out, and someone knows you, and next thing you know, you're at a pub and drinking beers with
part of the family
people.
Yeah, that was really, that's really one of the great things about this. And then they did those 2 shows in Florida. Right before that Houston show, I'd gone down there and I met Barb, and I met Dave Nadelman.
Yeah.
Nadalman.
As Josh.
And I met Jim from Colorado. And
Coon or something like
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might have been I think that might have been it, man. But it was just like, hey, what's up? Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
And just get friends all over, man. That's one of the cool things about this.
Yep.
Like I said, go anywhere and go to any show, and you're gonna meet up. So kudos to you guys for starting this, because it's linked a lot of people together.
Definitely. I mean, I used, it's like we used to all think we were the only Night Ranger nerds out there. I always equate it to, it's kind of like the Blind Melon No Rain video, except for the little girl in the Bumblebee suit. We were, we were out there dancing by ourselves in the Brad Gillis Bumblebee suit. And then at the very end, Fans in Motion, and holy cow, there's a lot of other people just like us. Yeah, it's really drawing everybody together. I mean, yeah, it's a good community, and I mean, you always know what's going on in the Night Ranger world, or they're in whatever fucking Idaho, and there's photos that night of someone at the show, and you get to see that, and it's good stuff, and a lot of good friendships have been forged. I mean, I can pick any show. I just remember like Anderson, Indiana. Just after that show, just meeting up with, I don't know, there's probably 10 of us from the page, Lisa and Daryl and the Rangerettes, and God, just a ton of them. And, they had a beer ready for me, and I was like, this is good. We sat there, talked about the show, and
Josh is like, all right, just one, and that's it.
Just one.
I
one
think.
More.
Well, you know what? I can be. I think I did just one when I was with Night Ranger and Lance. Them, I only had 1 or 2.
You talk about like this, the community, and again, I've talked to people about this. That people message me privately, and again, kind of like what Duane said, just like, this is awesome that we all thought we were alone in this little world. Like, I bring up Night Ranger, people are like, who? And then you got to go through the Sister Christian, and like, oh yeah, and like, but you find this group of people. Like, I see your collection, Duane. I'm like, shit, I thought I was a fan. I ain't got shit. But then, in the same sense,
just weird.
We talked to, I mean, through the course of this, since we've started this thing, Josh, that we made friends with Mark Greenway over in England, and he's coming over to go to the Cleveland show. He's just like,
He's
for
just
him,
he's just
it's
he's
a
just
crazy thing. Yeah.
he's just coming over to colonize something. Don't let him fool
Yeah,
you.
I think he might be fleeing Brit.
Yeah, thanks to England, half the world has Independence Days
Yeah,
celebrations.
I always like, meeting up with people at shows, and I'm sure you guys do too, that, know about the band and know songs more than what was on the radio.
Yeah.
This group's got a ton of those people. So
Oh man.
Well,
I,
I really, I'm interrupting you, Andy.
that's all right.
Uh, it really stuck out to me like recently when when you made the post, Andy, and we did the episode on the song lyrics,
Oh yeah.
right? And here me and Andy are talking "My Elusive Mind" or something, and it's like, who would have ever thought there was someone else out there in the world where we could talk lyrics to "My Elusive Mind"? And before I forget, I did bring up uh, that with Jack. We were talking about. I told him about the lyrics, and I told him, I go, yeah, Andy liked "Give Me Back My 4-track and My Self Doubt." He's like, "What song's that?" My elusive. I got "My Elusive Mind," and he just kind of laughed, But
Did you tell him my theory and what I felt he meant? And he's like, nope, that's not at all. I just want to need words that rhymed.
I don't remember where it went after that. And but yeah, that I mentioned your lyrics. So but yeah, that's what you guys were saying is it's just cool that I can go on the page and just, hey, what do you guys think this lyric from Revelation 4 a.m. means? And you got people on there, oh, I think it's this, and it's like it used
And
to
stuff
be,
you didn't think of. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
and the page really started. I mean, Brent had said something to me like, you should start a Night Ranger page. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing that. And
Sucker.
then he sent me a link to someone else that started a Night Ranger
Mm-hmm.
page. And it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good,
Yeah.
And I was just like, fuck, I can do better than that. So that night I put it together and, put, added Brent, and I think Brent,
Yeah,
brought
you
Andy
messaged
into
me.
it.
Well, the thing is too that I find fun, and Dwayne, I don't know if you were ever part of that AOL chat group that used to be a Night Ranger chat group back in the day.
been a long time ago.
So
Yeah, I think I might have got on there for a while.
I was on that and having the exact same conversations we're having now.
Yeah.
And I've had people talk to me like, hey, were you in that group? And I'm like, yeah, like I was so and so. And I don't remember any of the names, but we had this little small community that we would sit up on AOL and we had dial up and we would, and same thing, I would talk about song lyrics, or, this is my favorite song. I wish they'd play, Passion Play more or something. And
Yeah.
it's funny to see that. And I love, I mean, in the world of where, there's a lot of just crap going on in the world. One of my favorite things to do is I get on Facebook and I just look for the Night Ranger stuff. Because it just makes me happy. I don't need all the other crap.
Yeah. No, you got that right.
And I love like, and the thing like Josh says, before, we rarely would ever get pictures of shows. And now we get them, I mean, as they're happening, we got people live streaming.
Oh yeah.
And I just sit there, I'm like, yes, I mean, again, Night Ranger is one of the few bands in the world that I just never tire of their songs. I never do. Even Sister Christian, I can listen to it again. It doesn't bother me. The songs I want to hear, absolutely. But I never tire of hearing Touch of Madness or Eddie's Coming Out Tonight. So when someone hits live, I'm like, hell yeah. And I sit and watch it on my phone in my living room, And
Yeah, I tell people all the time, and here even most recently, it's guys are like, you going to this show, you going to that show, and I'm not going to name who they want to go. I'm like, no, because the last time I saw them, they sucked, and just right now there's a couple bands I'll go see, but Night Ranger, I mean, they're still at a high level, still pouring it out there, doing putting on great shows, whether or not it's a abbreviated all hit set list or whatever, man. Those guys give 110%. They still sound great.
That's the one comment. If you watch on the page, people that aren't like us that are on it all the time, the people that chime in go, man, I saw Night Ranger in wherever, Idaho. And these guys are like, man, they're still just killing it at 110%. I was like, yes. And I've taken people recently to shows. Josh, you met my friend Abe up there in
Old
Marysville.
Honest Abe, yeah.
And I took him to see Night Ranger for the first time at Sweetwater like 3-4 years ago. And he looked at me, he goes, "This is fucking awesome." He goes, "These guys are amazing." And I said, "Yeah." And they're like in their 60s and they're just killing it. They're not phoning anything in. And that's the beauty. That's what I tell people.
How awesome would it be to see Night Ranger and Y&T do a tour together? Because Y&T is, you can say the same things about Y&T as you can Night Ranger. Dave Menichetti, just Dave Menichetti's sounds great.
Play 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
set it up, Josh.
Yeah, well, it would be fantastic. I mean, I'm a big, Dave.
Set it up here in Nashville. It's closer for Duane. Definitely closer for me.
I would definitely go see that. I mean, Y&T's one of my all-time favorite bands.
Oh boy, you and Josh can go for another hour here.
Yeah.
Menichetti, man, that dude, probably one of the most underrated guitar players.
Didn't
they do that song "Summertime Girls"?
Motherfucker, that's their sister Christian.
I like that song.
And what's crazy is how good Menichetti is. He's a better vocalist, So it's and of course we've had Mr. John Nyman on the page, and his solo record is fantastic as well. So there's our little Y&T plugs. But let's wrap this up. Night Dauneger, thank you for joining us and bringing your poster expertise
appreciate it
to us. The only thing that pisses me off is now, I've noticed over the last couple of years, the Night Ranger value on certain things on eBay and such has gone up because we have created a small collecting world. So now if these posters come up and it's not
a little more,
not a buy it now right away thing, and you got to bid, it's going to be, a little pricey, which I hate.
Yeah.
I hate pricey. So
if you look on eBay, I mean, the hard stuff to find is anything signed by all the original members. I've got a lot of it, and I ain't selling it. And I didn't buy it on eBay. I got it myself. So
you earned it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really hard to find anything with the original 5 guys signed anymore.
Yeah.
Stuff up.
I mean, especially with Jeff and Fitz, both Fitz basically retired, and Jeff going through some of his health issues, which we'll talk about on the next episode. But again, Night Ranger, thank you for joining us. If you're
appreciate you having me, guys.
If you're out there in the world and you're just now discovering us, you can obviously go to fansinmotion.com, the website that you didn't know you needed. It's got everything you need there. But the biggest thing is find us on Facebook. Just type in Fans in Motion Night Ranger, click join, and it's utopia. You'll be happier than a dog with 2
family.
Then Instagram, Twitter. Something we posted today, there was Twitter was the only place. I think maybe he eventually posted it on maybe Instagram, but Mike Vanderhoel, the drummer for Y&T, was playing in a band that opened for Night Ranger at the Fallon, Nevada show just last weekend. And he's got some cool video of Night Ranger playing, but he's also they got some new sound stuff in. So Mike sat behind Kelly's drum kit and helped the sound guy, so he's back there messing with the drums. So it's some cool behind the scenes stuff. So what I'm saying is go to Twitter, go to Instagram, because there's shit on there that you'll see that you won't see on the Facebook page. And obviously you can listen to us on all the podcatchers out there. This episode, though, you definitely want to go to the YouTube, because we're going to show pictures of the posters. You get to see, Duane Vickers for the first time, and obviously me and Andy's beautiful mugs. So,
and before we sign off, Josh,
I'm signing off. No,
say a little wish our boy Brent happy and healthy recovery. He's had some surgery. That's up to him to discuss if he wants to, but he probably will not be with us for the next few episodes while he is recovering.
Get well, Brent. Heal up.
So, but we're thinking of you, buddy.
He's
and we could have used your expertise today with all the poster talk.
He still owes me a logo.
I'll message you and tell him to get on that.
He had surgery. We're not going to talk about too much, but when he comes back, he will no longer be Brent. He will be Bernice.
I mean, Josh, you still let it out of the bag.
Oh, shit.
The artist formerly known as Brent.
Brent's doing well. My sentiments aren't quite exactly the same as Andy's because, again, I don't have the KISS pinball machine. But
don't even start with that.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Maybe. Who knows? We're on our own schedule.
Horns up.
Later.